I'm rooting for everybody black. I am. Betting on black tonight.
Lovely. You look great.
Welcome to Code Black Facts, where we talk about all things black to include news and viral videos, mental health, self-love, self-care, self-development, black women issues, crime stories, and black history. If you are interested in any of these topics, please subscribe to my channel, like, share, and don't forget to comment below. Thank you.
Say it's a black thing, run deep in the roots. Blacker the berry, baby, the sweeter the juice.
Hello, everyone. Thank you guys for tuning in to Code Black Facts. You guys know I love you and I do appreciate you. So I wanted to come to you guys real quick, and I wanted to talk about this whole Keyshia Cole and Antonio Brown craziness that is going on, dustiness that is going on, disrespectfulness that is going on. Let me just go ahead and play the video. I saw this on the Shade Room, so I'm just going to go straight to Instagram and go to the Shade Room. So let me pull that up. Keyshia Cole appears to continue to pick the same man. And at first I was not going to talk about this, but then I said, you know what? Me talking about this could help other young women, other, women who may not be familiar with the things that they are continuously doing and how that relates to like trauma bonding, self-esteem, how that relates to their past, how that relates to, their worthiness or how they feel their worthiness. So I just wanted to talk about this with using Keyshia Cole's situation as a wonderful example. And I really hate this for Keyshia because, most of us, we know Keyshia Cole has been through a lot. I mean, we know her background. Keyshia Cole, mother, her entire life has been on drugs. Her mother's deceased now, but Keyshia's entire life, her mother was on drugs. Keyshia, I don't think she ever found out who her father was. Like, this woman growing up not even knowing who her father was. Like, you guys, if you can't understand the trauma in that, like, I don't know. I just don't know what to say. Because it, like, a piece of you, I would assume, a piece of you has to be missing when you don't even know who the other half that you come from. You know what I'm saying? And many times with stuff like that, people are having to like build that other half. They're having to, fill in what they think is missing because they just don't know, especially when your mother, suffers with addiction. So it's like, okay, I see that part of me, but then the other part of me, dang, like, how bad is it? So let me just play the video. I think it's this one.
Traditional, you heard? Keyshia Cole, I'm a player, man. We don't want you, Keyshia. Stay on my word. You heard? And all you people who just be, with the back and forth, I don't go back, I go forward, man. Don't play with me. Play with your kids. Or play with your girlfriend if you sweet or whatever you got, you heard? Everything tooch. Traditional, you heard? Keyshia Cole, I'm a player, man. We don't want you, Keyshia. Stay on my word. You heard? And all you people who just be, with the back and forth, I don't go back, I go forward, man. Don't play with me. Play with your kids. Or play with your girlfriend if you sweet or whatever you got, you heard? The people, it's been a lot of hate, a lot of distraction, on my name. They like to drag your name in the dirt when you on top of the clouds, you heard? But the dirt can't reach my face when you this high up, you heard? You see? You see? You see how high up we is? That's the pavement right there. So when you throwing dirt, just know it never hit our face because we too high up. So all you little people who be making bread on my name and like trying to ruin my name, or, you feel me? On my dick and on my brand, you feel me? Cut all that out. That ain't traditional, you heard? The people, it's
So this is Keyshia, and she says, yeah, she was tripping, shaking my head. I see it now. I have a 12-year-old, like that type disrespect for what? Nothing is wrong. Nothing is worth that level of disrespect, especially when you don't deserve it. Had so much love, respect, and admiration for you. Guess that wasn't mutual either. So that was from Keyshia. And so this is right here. I had to cut it off because of the music, but she got this man's name tatted on her. And you know, I guess he posted this picture. He's basically, you know, and this is how I took it. He posted the picture to kind of show off, you know, to flex basically, right? Because look what he's saying. He's saying you ain't pimping until you hit an R&B diva. Like, and this is, you know, this is just, I'm so disgusted. I'm disgusted with him. And I'm going to tell you why, you guys. I'm so disgusted because, I mean, and with Keyshia, I have more empathy for Keyshia because of what Keyshia comes from. You know what I'm saying? Like, in love, I mean, I'm just going to call it, did she ever really have a chance? Like, did she? I mean, the background that she comes from, did she ever really have a chance? Right? Did she? Did she ever really have a fair chance to even know what a healthy relationship looked like? And I'm not saying that to, you know, like remove her from any responsibility, because I'm going to talk about that as well. Because again, Keyshia continues to choose the same type of dudes, right? But yeah, he posted this and it's just like, dude can barely put together a sentence. And I don't know if that's an act or not. I do know a lot of dudes, they think it's cool to act like they can barely put together a sentence, or to act like that, like they are not as intelligent, or like it's the weirdest thing. It's, to me, it's so weird. It's like, why would you want to sound like you're having a hard time speaking, like in sentences, like complete sentences? I don't get it. And a lot of them do that. And, you know, sometimes I'm like, okay, are they dumb? But then I have to look and I'm like, okay, they're not. They're not. Some of them maybe, but many of them are not. They think that mess is cool. But it's like this dude is coming off as if he can barely put together a sentence. And he's got the nerve to be flexing, right? But I mean, we got to go back to Keyshia. Did she give him reason to? Right? Did she give him reason to? Did he prey on her? I think that women, you know, certain guys know, you know, what women to prey on. They do. They know by the way that you carry yourself, the way that you act, maybe some of the conversations that you have. Like, they know where you are, you know, emotionally, and they know how to get in and get what they want and then hit and quit. And that's exactly what has happened. Right? So he says, you ain't pimping until you hit a R&B diva. Then it says, hashtag free agent, hashtag keep pimping. And then Keyshia Cole says, this the second time you posted this, and she added him, AB, which is Antonio Brown. But the captions changed. Don't be mad at me no more, baby. I said I apologize. So, and then this is, you know, this is where they brought in the ex. Now, mind you, Antonio Brown I know he has at least 6 children. I know he has 4 children with the non-black woman here. I guess her name is Chelsea, or Chelsea. We are not together, love. And then Holly says, you need to put hands on Keyshia. And then she responds and says she needs to put hands on him for such a disrespectful post. And then she thinks it's funny. And the fact that she thinks it's funny is interesting because I think it was a year or 2 ago, he had her blasted all over social media because he was cursing her out and disrespecting her too. calling her all out her name, and then had the audacity to bring in the black man card. Oh, this, you doing this to a black man. The audacity, right? So it's funny that she's actually laughing at Keyshia, but a few years ago she was Keyshia, except for she's actually worse off because the Negro didn't put 4 babies in her. The Negro didn't took up all her young years. They've been together on and off for a long time. So most of her 20s, if not all, I don't know exactly when they got together because she's in her 30s. But it's like, girl, you have no room to laugh. This Negro didn't put 4 children in you. I would be embarrassed. I would be embarrassed. Especially when, you know, he didn't disrespect you. You didn't win back to him. So that's a whole nother story. But, you know, I found it interesting that she thinks it's funny. But again, you know, what's funny is how she's the one stuck with them 4 children, and she's the one stuck with the title baby mama because she thought she was going to be his wife. Because when he cussed her out and put her on Front Street and the video went viral and he tried to pull the black card on her because she's a white woman, then he wanted to propose to her. But she still ended up looking stupid because they're not together. She's got them 4 kids. And I can guarantee you he probably barely taking care of them kids. But that's a whole nother story. But anyways, Keyshia, did she ever really have a chance, y'all? Okay. Keyshia, let's go back. Let's go back. All right. Keyshia, I know some of the, just off the top of my head, when Keyshia first came out, I remember her being with Jeezy. She was with Jeezy. That didn't work out. And I think she made a song with some songs after that relationship. Then she was with Birdman. She actually ended up catching a case behind Birdman because she went up into Birdman's house and beat up a girl that he was with. And the girl ended up suing her, and she had to pay that girl $100,000. I remember that because that made, you know, the news. Then, of course, she was with her ex-husband, the ex-basketball player. I think his name was Daniel Gibson, but they called him Booby. And they ended up not working out because allegedly he messed with a stripper and they just couldn't work through their relationship after he cheated. Okay. Then she was with that young dude, the dude that she's 14 years older. His name is Nico, I think. She's 14 years older than him. She ended up having his baby. So she has 2 children, one with her ex-husband, Booby, and then one with the dude that she's 14 years older than, Nico. And then she gets this dude's name, the guy you see on the screen, Antonio Brown, tatted on her. So it's like, you know, like I said, she's going after the same dudes, the hood dudes. But that's all she's ever seen. Like, Keyshia comes from the hood. Like, when Keyshia first came out, that was why so many people connected to Keyshia, because she was so, you know, raw, like, and you could feel her pain through her music. And, you know, a lot of people could connect with that because a lot of people, you know, a lot of people could connect with that. When you're authentic, you're your real and true self. She's authentic. You know, she's never been, you know, embarrassed of coming from the hood. Like, she's always kind of just put it out there. Like, okay, yeah, my mama owned drugs. My mama has suffered with addiction issues. You know, my family, you know, whatever. She's always put it out there. And I think a lot of people, because so many people, Black people, come from that. Not all, but many Black people come from that. And they could connect with that. And then you put that with the music, the girl can sing. Like, let's just be honest here. But Keyshia Cole, I don't think she's ever really had a representation of a healthy, loving, caring relationship. And I think that when, you know, you have, you know, trauma bonding that's put into motion, where this happens with a lot of women who come from the hood, or a lot of people in general, men too, but they have this trauma bonding thing where, like, I come from the hood, you come from the hood, so you the only person that can really understand me. You the only person that really get me because we both come from the hood. So what happens is people tend to go after, what they think understands them, like what they think that they can, their comfort zone basically. And Keyshia's comfort zone appears to be dudes that come from her same struggle, dudes with that hood mentality, dudes that don't want to grow up, that want to be players. Then you throw in, low self-esteem. And look, this is the thing about low self-esteem. A lot of people, when you think of low self-esteem, you think that low self-esteem means that you think that you're ugly. That's not always the case. Low self-esteem could simply be that you lack confidence. Low self-esteem could simply be that you lack worthiness, right? And I think with Keyshia, she doesn't think she's ugly. She knows that she's attractive. She knows that she's a nice looking woman. It has nothing to do with her looks or her appearance. But I think that the low self-esteem with Keyshia is that she comes from the hood. Her mother was on drugs for her entire life. She, did not know her father most of her life. I don't think she ever found, this girl went through many DNA tests to find her biological father. I don't think she ever found her biological father. So she grew up not even ever knowing a part of herself. And then the only other part that she knew was a mother that was on drugs. So again, you mix that with the low self-esteem. And like I said, I think the low self-esteem, it did not come from whether or not she thought she's cute. Yeah, she knows that. But I think it was more so, her, feeling like, okay, I come from the hood. So that's the only thing that I deserve. That's the only thing that I can get. That's the only thing that understands me. That's low self-esteem. That is low self-esteem. Low self-esteem is not always connected to how you look or how pretty you are or how ugly you are. I know in many cases, yes, but in many other cases, it's not. In many other cases, it's simply, oh, I know I'm real cute, but I'm just overweight. Oh, well, I know I'm real cute, but, my nose is big. Or, oh, and, and so many different things can cause low self-esteem. And I know for women, it's a little bit different than it is for men, because you can have a man that look physically really good, but because he's broke and ain't got no money, that can mess with his self-esteem, or because he can't get women, right? That could also mess with his self-esteem. So, things can be different from men and women. The same can go for women. But as it relates to Keyshia Cole, I think you have the low self-esteem and then the trauma bonding, bonding with people who from the hood, they got that hood mentality, they have that struggle bonding thing going on. Oh, well, I think Jeezy's mom was, I don't know. I think Jeezy mom and Keyshia's mom have something in common. I'm just going to put it like that. I can't remember, but I think I remember him rapping about his mother and, things like that. But, that's what they probably bonded over, right? And then, of course, Jeezy used to be a self-proclaimed hood dude. Now, of course, his imagery is different because, he's with the Asian chick, but he was a self-proclaimed hood dude, a big self-proclaimed hood dude, right? AP, same thing with him. AB, his, I think I read that his mother kicked him out of the house when he was 16. And then his father left when he was like 2 years old and never came back. So I think that has a lot to do with why he does women the way that he does. It could be some resentment there. It could be some, because he is still holding on to some of those unresolved issues with his mother and his father. They are coming out in his behavior towards other women. But that's just my professional opinion, because of course you guys know my background. I say this all the time. My background is in psychology. So yeah, but yeah, I think with Keyshia, she's got some unresolved issues as well. So that plays into part. She feels that she's not worthy of, a healthy love. She probably feels that she's only worthy of that hood love. And it's a lot of women that feel that way. Like it's a lot of women that think that because they come from the hood, that the only dude that they are eligible for is a dude from the hood, right? Not to mention, you got a lot of people who make it out the hood and who are able to go on and do great things, who are able to go on and make, be successful in whatever it is that they choose to do. But unfortunately, we do have a segment of people who do make it out the hood and they are unable to leave that hood mentality, that hood confidence, that hood, persona. They're not able to leave that behind. We see this a lot with guys who play sports, where they come out of the hood, they're making all these millions of dollars, but they still hanging out with dudes who acting a fool, and then they get connected to some crimes and now they in jail behind some dudes that they shouldn't even been with. You know what I'm saying? And this whole keeping it real or not forgetting where you come from, like a lot of people get that mixed up. And I just think that this situation with Keyshia is a prime example. This woman clearly, she falls in love too easily, from what I can tell, too easily. I mean, to get this man's name tatted on her, homegirl is in love. And I don't know if it was the hood D or if it's just him. It's got to be the hood D, because I cannot even, I mean, but that's just me. I'm not attracted to, the hood dude and that whole thing. I'm not attracted to that. That's just my own personal preference. I'm not attracted to that. I know many women are, but that's a no for me. The can't complete sentences, the whole, acting like a little kid, dressing. That's just not me. But I do know many women are attracted to that. And many women think that represents swag or represents cool or being, I don't know, but Keyshia too old for this. But I do have empathy for her, because I honestly think, giving where she comes from, I just think that she's in a revolving cycle of, she just can't get it right. And I really believe that if she was to resolve many of the issues that she has about her childhood, about her mother, not knowing her father, about whatever else, the failed marriage and whatever else, all of the unresolved issues, I honestly think that she would be able to choose better. Right? And this comes down to choosing better. Like it really does. And I hate to say that, because I know that, in this sector, we hear that a lot when it comes to Black women. But with Keyshia, I mean, yeah, because I mean, she's at this point, she's literally picking these same types of dudes. They all hood. All of them come from the hood. And it's like, girl, pick a banker, pick, somebody else. Like, I mean, you can go anywhere in the world. I mean, you got money to do so. And, I don't know. But I just wanted to give my 2 cents on that. You guys tell me what you think. Do you think Keyshia, I mean, at this point, is she just, is that what she just doing? Like, is she just picking the hood dudes because that's just her preference? Or do you guys think that her upbringing has anything to do with why she's picking the same type of men? Because remember, she never had anybody there. Her mother wasn't there to show her the type of man that she should be choosing. She didn't grow up seeing that, and that's very important. Like, you have to grow up seeing not just mom and dad, but like healthy relationships, period. So that you know how to choose your friendships. So you know how to choose your work relationships, things like that. Like, that's just a general thing. And I think that, you know, I can't even imagine the pressure that she's had to on her shoulders, because I mean, out of all of her brothers and sisters, and I think it's like 10 of them or something like that, like it's a lot of them. She was the only one that really made it out and has been as successful as she has. And so, you know, the pressures of like bringing her family out. And then, of course, we saw the issues that she had with her mother, you know. And so I empathize with her, but I'm going to need Keyshia to, like, she's going to have to start learning from these dudes, like picking these dudes for real, for real. Especially like this dude, you guys, like Antonio. It's like, girl, we all have Google. We can all, girl, please. And I guess maybe she thought that it wouldn't happen to her. I'm not for sure. I don't know. But I know if I meet a dude and he's done some mess like that, that's an immediate cut. Like, that's an immediate cut, because I know that if he would do the mother of his children like that, he will definitely do you like that. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. So that's all I have to say. You guys go ahead and like the video. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section. And until next time, peace.
Say it's a black thing, run deep in the roots. Blacker the berry, baby, the sweeter the juice. I'm trying to get lost, covered in all of your sauce. They say black don't crack, well baby, you living proof. This for my beautiful black queen.